Howdy, this is Britt with Vinedresser Lawn and Landscape, and today we're going to go over our summer watering guide. When you come on board with Vinedresser, each quarter we're going to email you a watering guide. We're going to email you one for spring, summer, fall, and winter. And in that guide, we're going to show you, we're going to tell you how many inches to build to for that season, and then we're going to show you how to figure that out, how long to run it, and then how long to set your irrigation, and then how many days a week you need to run that irrigation to get the appropriate amount of water. And I just can't stress enough that watering is a big issue. It is the foundation. Think about this. Turf grass by weight is 75 to 80% water. And so I think that a lot of turf issues can be solved by proper watering. And across the board right now, we're seeing most homeowners are not watering enough. And you just got to, do you care about turf or do you care about that water bill? I know that's a touchy subject, but I think it hasn't rained in the last 2 weeks, I think. So lawns are crispy out there, and water is the only thing that's going to turn it around. I also think that fertilizer is salt. So if you got a dried out lawn and you're putting a salt-based fertilizer on it, you're just making it drier in essence. So it's foundational to get this water down. And so we're going to try to help you out today with that. And I want to say that it's important to remember that rainfall and weather patterns can significantly impact your lawn's water needs. If it rains a couple inches in one day, you might not need to water for 3 days. Sometimes you might not need to water for 3 or 4 days, maybe even a week, to let that lawn dry out. But then don't think, well, hey, it rained 2 inches 2 weeks ago, I don't need to water. No, you need to water. So I'm going to go over 7 bullet points, and then real fast, I'm going to read through them all, and then we're going to slowly go back and kind of commentate on each one. So the first thing is you need to watch out for signs that your lawn is drying out. 2, you need to give your lawn 2 inches of water per week from May to August, what I would call the summer months. 3, you need to figure out the average watering time. And then 4, we're going to give you estimated average watering times by sprinkler type, just as the immovable truth. Like, you're going to have to figure it out. It's going to take some legwork to really dial in the watering for your individual lawn. Water early in the morning. Also note the hot spots. Look out through the day. You're going to see the areas that maybe not get as much water as the other ones. Those are hot spots, and we're going to tell you how to deal with those. And then at all costs, conserve water. So number 1, your lawn will tell you when it needs more water. So if you see cracks in the lawn, see the turf is wilting, leaves are curling or folding, the leaf blade of the lawn is kind of curling in on itself and it gets real skinny, all these are signs that your turf needs water. So your turf will let you know when it's time to water. Right now, you need to be watering 2 inches per week. So if it rains an inch, you need to supplement with another inch. And depending on when you get that inch, you might need to supplement it with more than an inch. But a good rule of thumb right now is 2 inches per week, and you want to water 5 to 6 days a week, just here in the summer months. So the next bullet point is figure out your total run time to achieve 2 minutes per week. So we're going to give you averages. Every lawn and irrigation system is different. Are you on a well? Or is your well? How old is that pump? Any leaks in the irrigation system? All these things are going to play into all these dynamics. What soil type? All these are going to play into how long you really need to be watering. But we're going to give you some guidelines. So how do you figure out how long to water and how many days? So you're going to set up catch cans. And these could be glass cups, coffee cans, whatever, that you can catch water in. And you're going to spread them out in each zone. And then you're going to run your system for 15 minutes per zone. And then you're going to measure the water in that cup. So you got zone 1's in the front yard. You got your can setting out. You're going to run it for 15 minutes. Then you're going to measure with a tape measure how much water is in that cup. And so let's say you run 15 minutes and you get a ½ inch of water. Now you know that you need to run that zone 60 minutes a week to get 2 inches of water. And so you take that 60 minutes, you divide it by how many days a week you want to water. In our example, we want to water 6 days a week. So you got 60 minutes to get to the 2 inches. Divided by 6, you're going to run 10 minutes a day, 6 days a week to get 2 inches of water. And now if it rains in that time frame, you're going to cut it off. All the technology out nowadays, you can run your irrigation system with your cell phone. You can cut it on and off with your cell phone. There's also irrigation systems that will shut off when it's going to rain. It knows when rain's coming in the forecast. It'll shut off and then cut back on the next day. And all those are great tools as well. But make sure that we're building to 2 inches per week. So average run times by sprinkler type. And the disclaimer is these are averages listed below are only estimates. Every sprinkler system is different and will vary widely, as will plant and turf watering requirements. So spray heads, 180-degree spray heads or 360-degree spray heads, an average of 1 hour for 2 inches of water. So you want to run that 10 minutes a day, 6 days a week. Spray heads get way more coverage because it's all coming out at once, and it's versus the rotary heads that are going back and forth. It's getting full coverage the whole time. And you're going to see the spray heads are on the sides of the house and usually near the driveway on the side of the driveway, those areas. 10 minutes a day, 6 days a week. Rotary heads, on average, 5 hours for 2 inches of water. So you're going to run your rotary heads 50 minutes a day, 6 days a week. MP rotors, on average, 5 hours for 2 inches of water. Again, you're going to run these. These are the ones that look like spray heads, but they rotating spray heads. So you're going to run these for 50 minutes, 6 days a week. Just a reminder that your plants, your turf are going to let you know if it needs more water. So when to water. We want to water early in the morning, 4 to 5 a.m. And I would even set that back. I need to change that. Mine is set for 3 a.m. And there's 3 main reasons why you want to do this. 1, before the sun gets too high. 2, the soil is going to soak up the water and you're not going to get evaporation. 3, the turf is going to be dry enough by the time we or you need on. And 4, you're going to limit the chance for disease. And so, depending on the season, depending on the turf grass, overwatering can cause fungus to grow. And when the fungus grows, the turf the reaction from that turf to the fungus is disease, and that comes in because of soil temperatures and soil. Coverage areas are a big issue. You need to watch out for hot spots. And so a hot spot in your turf is an area that might not be getting full coverage. It might not be getting double coverage from your irrigation. Might not be getting any coverage at all. So all the rest of the lawn is getting watered, and then there's an area in your lawn that's not getting watered. And you're going to see this. The grass is going to be green, and it's going to start to get like yellowishy green. It's going to get like yellowishy white, brownish color. The leaves are going to curl in this area. And so everywhere else is going to look green, and this is going to be a different dull color of green. And so that's a hot spot. That can be a hot spot. It might be hydrophobic, but a good way to figure out if it is a hot spot is to hand water that area with your garden hose. If it bounces back, then it is definitely a hot spot, and then you can get your irrigation tech out there to rotate, to move the heads, make sure you're getting full coverage, make sure you're getting double coverage. But you need to be watching out for hot spots, because hot spots if you just neglect it, that area is going to be stressed. Next season, spring green up, that area could not come back due to drought stress, And that might be one of the reasons why you have bare areas in your lawn in the spring, is because you didn't address hot spots in the summer. So the spring of the next year, if you coming out, your turf's coming out of dormancy and you've got bare areas, it could be hot spots from the year before. And number 7, ensure that you're not overwatering your turf. Overwatering turf can cause disease, and just irresponsible to be running your irrigation while it's raining. It's just a waste of water. And you don't want to run irrigation when you don't need to, because we're all trying to be good stewards and conserve the water that we have. Your controller has a seasonal adjustment. This is a great feature. Most of them now you can control by cell phone, so you can cut off your irrigation if you know it's raining, or you can have a weather sensor on your irrigation and it just won't cut on when it's raining. When it knows it's going to rain, it won't cut on, or it'll cut off if it is raining. So I hope this guide helps you. I hope you get a good understanding of the need for water, how much to water, how often to water right now in the summer. If we can help you out in any way, let us know. Thanks. Have a good day.